Good morning, people. In this video, we're going to talk about people trafficking. But in order to talk about people traffic, we should know a little bit about the history of this term. This term, or maybe the history of this term, comes from slavery. And we can define slavery as any system in which a person or individual is allowed to own, sell, or buy another individual. All right. A slave, it is unable to participate in the arrangement or the selling, or let's call it the exchange, right? Because it is not part of it, and he's going to work without any payment or any kind of remuneration, right? A slave can be, can have, or it has different rights. Depends on the country in which he or her is, right? Because of the custom and the laws. Also, we can say that a slave can be born, can be purchased, or can be captured. These three are able to happen, right? Also, we can say that slavery it was admitted in most of the countries in the world, but nowadays it is forbidden, right? But even though there exist around 45 million slaves worldwide, and this is a number which is really, really big for the contemporary times, right? Also, the most common types of slavery are serfdom, also domestic people which are kept in captivity, also children which are adopted in order to marriage, or forced labor, as it is called, also forced labor or unfree labor, right? With all this being said, we can start talking right now about human trafficking. Human trafficking, it is any trait in which people from, sorry, it is any trait in which common things as forced labor, sexual slavery, commercial exploitation are admitted, and the trafficker can make use of the people which is being trafficked, or any other person can, right? This may encompass also organ extraction, and also surrogacy, right? We can talk about human trafficking in a context which it can occur in a country, or maybe transnational, right? So you can be here in Colombia and you can be transported to any other part of the world, or maybe you can be in the same country that is happening this phenomenon. Also, human trafficking is thought as one of the fastest growing transnational criminal organizations. Human trafficking, it is committed as the violation of the human rights, right, by international conventions, because it's violating the victim's rights in all senses, because they are forced to do something they don't want, right? Also, according to the International Labor Organization, just talking about forced labor, no other of the which make part of the people trafficking, Forced labor produces 150 million profits per year, and it is not at all compared, which is on a raising amount every year. So, to set an example of how human trafficking works, and also how human trafficking affects the world, let's take a country and describe this situation and what is best other than Colombia, right? So in Colombia, it is a country which is like a source of women, girls, and children, which are the most vulnerable, which are,